Hello, Gin Schwimmer here. Welcome to today's vlog. If you're wondering where I was for the past week, I got a strike from YouTube. They took down a video that conflicted with their narrative or what they consider the only proper information having to do with coronavirus. They censored me. They prevented me from posting for a week. Now I'm back. I'm not in a mood to re-edit the video to please YouTube. What I am in a mood to do, quick aside here, is to put that video on Rumble so that everybody can see it. And if it works, I don't know how zealous they are at YouTube. Some of these liberals, maybe they're going to click on the link and follow me over to Rumble to see if I even link to something that they disagree with. We'll have to see what happens. But I'm going to wait 3 months, 90 days, because the rule is, YouTube's rule, if I get 3 strikes, if I get one more strike, a second strike within 90 days, then they're going to ban me for 2 weeks. And if I get a third within 90 days, then they're just going to take me down completely and I won't be able to post at all. Don't want to take a chance, so I'm going to wait 90 days for that period to start over again, and then I'm thinking if I can remember to link to that video, and if it works and I don't get taken down, I will in the future, anytime I post a video or I am about to post a video that I think YouTube is going to censor me over, I won't post the video. What I will do is give everybody a link to Rumble, and you could watch the video there. And speaking of censoring, I am going to talk today's subject. Oh, one more thing. I got a few subscribers, too many to mention individually by name. This vlog is already probably going to be a little lengthy because I've been gone for a week. So I can't mention everybody by name, but welcome. Welcome to the family, all of you. I hope you'll stick around. I really appreciate your subscribing, and I hope you bring some more subscribers with you. Now on to today's subject. I'm going to be talking about the Arizona ballot audit that is going on as you're listening to this. It would be a very long vlog to do all at once. I'm going to break it into 2 or 3 parts. So today will be probably part 1, and then I'm hoping that the next one will be part 2, that there won't be any, you never know what's going to happen in the news. Maybe it will get delayed. But I do want to talk about it. But first, another aside about it's, I guess you could call it censorship or quasi-censorship. I go onto Google and I just type into the search field, well, maybe I should use another search engine. That would be the solution, because I type in Arizona ballot audit to get the latest news, and every story that comes up, almost every story, maybe there's one exception on the first couple of pages, are negative, are stories, biased stories that are designed to discredit this audit. I have to suspect that Google is using an algorithm to put only or almost entirely negative stories about the Arizona ballot audit, at least on the first couple of pages of the search results. And most people don't go too many pages past the first couple of pages, and putting any stories that are positive about the Arizona ballot audit way in the back. I have to suspect that that's happening, so I'm going to try another search engine and see if I get the same. I should get the same search results, right? So that's a little aside. Today we're going to talk about, the question has come up because the Democrats are working so hard to not just discredit the ballot audit in Arizona, but to stop it altogether. They've gone to court. They've gone to court twice. This is what I'll talk about more in detail for today, part 1. I just want to answer the question, what are the Democrats afraid of? What are they afraid of? Well, obviously, one thing they're afraid of is, or in a general sense, they're afraid that the audit will show that there was a lot of fraud, a lot of fake ballots that are going to show that Trump actually won Maricopa County, which is what is being audited, and that being the case, that Trump actually won Arizona, which is going to open open a big can of worms because remember, or potentially could, because remember there is also an audit of Fulton County, Georgia, another heavily Democratic area where allegations have been made of fraud. And when I say allegations, I mean sworn statements under penalty of perjury. I personally had YouTube on as I work in my home office and personally heard hundreds of witnesses testifying to what they saw. What's happening in Arizona right now is these testimonies are being tested. This again will be tomorrow. What I want to talk about today is what are the Democrats afraid of, but I want to be more specific, not just that they'll find out that, or it'll be revealed that Trump actually won Arizona, but just more specific than that. The numbers. I'm going to give you the numbers. You already know the quote-unquote magic number from the title. This is what they're afraid of. They are afraid of this number, 5,229. Now, what is 5,229? The conventional wisdom, well, it's accurate. It's accurate enough that Biden won Arizona. And let me just throw this in here so I don't get another strike immediately. I'm not contesting the results of the election. I am just giving these actual numbers from the election. So let me just stipulate to YouTube it was a perfect election. Everything was wonderful. Nothing went wrong. And I'll even add that Joe Biden is the most wonderful, amazing president we've ever had. We are so lucky that Joe Biden is our president, notwithstanding that Ted Cruz fell asleep during Biden's recent speech before both houses of Congress. Never mind that the audience for that speech was less than half the audience for Trump's first speech before Congress. Nevertheless, we are so lucky to have Joe Biden as our president. So let's get to these numbers. The margin of Biden's victory in Arizona, the figure that's being quoted all the time is 11,000, that Biden won Arizona by 11,000 votes. That's rounding off. It's not accurate. The actual number, 10,457. There's a conventional wisdom among people, at least it seems to be, that in this ballot audit, to change the result, Trump would have to get 11,000 votes. That is false. It's just a matter of simple math. Most people don't think about this, but you have to remember every vote that gets taken from one candidate gets added to the other candidate. And just to be fair, of course, there could be fraudulent Trump votes that would get taken from Trump and added to Biden. The only point I'm making today, though, is that the cumulative total that would have to result to change the result is not 11,000. It's not 10,457. He needs 5,229 votes. How do I get that figure? Very simple. Divide 10,457 by 2. You get 5,228.5. Just round that up to a full vote, 5,229. So now if you take 5,229 votes from Biden and give them to Trump, Trump would win Arizona by 1 vote, and a win is a win. Now, what is that in percentage terms? Well, first of all, you can see why the Democrats are really panicking, because we're talking about 5,229 votes out of 2.1 million. You should already be able to see why the Democrats are panicking, why you're seeing what I described in an earlier vlog as flop sweat. You can see the flop sweat just coming off of them, just dripping. They're drenched with this flop sweat because we're talking about 5,229 votes, 5,229 ballots out of 2.1 million, or to put that in percentage terms, precisely 0.2 249%. We'll call that 0.25%. We'll call that 1/4%. And so a cumulative change of just 1/4% of 2.1 million ballots would change the result in Maricopa County. Trump would win Maricopa County, which would mean that he won Arizona, which, well, we would have to just wait and see what the implications are. So we should all, whichever side we're on, hope that this audit confirms the result. But you can see how little would change the result. You can see why the Democrats are so worried, and we should all be worried if it changes the result, because where do we go from here? Where do we go from here if it turns out that the election was wrong, but there was in Maricopa County? I'm not talking, YouTube, about the whole election. I'm talking about Maricopa County. I gave you the actual numbers. I'm not predicting the result, but you can see the implications if it turns out that way. And what if we get a similar result in Fulton County? I don't want to speculate. I'm not that kind of a person. I don't do speculation. I do facts. So I'll just end here and say it's good to be back. I would love to get a thumbs up if you like this vlog, or just because you missed me. If you have any questions, you can put them in a comment section where you can put comments, because, see, I'm already forgetting how I end these things because it's been after only a week, because I'm getting old, right? So you can put comments in the comment section, questions, suggestions for future topics. You could subscribe. I love getting new subscribers. You could visit my other channels. I got a food channel, a hot dog channel, and a music channel. You could, well, I just appreciate I appreciate your patience if you waited a whole week to visit me again and didn't forget me. But I also appreciate the time that you're spending with me right now. I would love to see all of you again. I look forward to seeing all of you again. And until I do see all of you again, bye.